You guys, what's up? Welcome back. Finally got some rest after that awesome pump off of the all-time high the other day. We streamed for like 9 hours. I think I just slept all day yesterday. I don't even remember. It's all a blur. But we're back. We're here. And we're gonna take a look at the charts again. Things are looking pretty spicy, so should be a good amount to look at today. We're going to look at Bitcoin here. We're going to look at Bitcoin dominance. We're going to check out some alts. We do see some movement, which is actually somewhat surprising to see some of these alts putting in the gains they're putting in here today with how Bitcoin dominance is looking. But things are looking pretty good, and welcome back. Good to have everybody here. I missed you. Miss you guys every day that I'm not live. So we're back. Don't forget, please give the new stream a like. Let's get that visibility kicked up a notch. What's up, guys? Good to see some familiar faces here. Mr. Reddy, Ultra Chaos, Steve, how you doing? How you doing, guys? Sergio B, welcome back. Tim Apple, we got the whole crew. Sharpie Genius. We'll get to the shout outs then. But it's good to have you guys. Appreciate you being here. Might have missed it. Marika. What's up, Marika? Okay. Hope everybody's doing well. Got some rest, and Bitcoin thankfully giving us a little bit of time to relax here with some sideways trading. Awesome. Let's take a look. Let's zoom out, see where we are for the month. Today is a very special day, not really for Bitcoin, but for other markets. Today is the Quadruple Witching Day. Sounds really spooky, but not really anything we need to worry about. Basically, we see stocks, futures, options, index futures and options expire today, so we do expect some volatility. I believe those markets just closing now. Believe closing in about 2 minutes, and typically we expect to see some volatility into those closes. So Bitcoin may respond here, may not. Not really as important to Bitcoin as it is for other markets today, but overall a large day, so we're definitely going to keep an eye on Bitcoin and see if it's going to react to the Quadruple Witching. I love how spooky it sounds. Really nothing important to us necessarily. Monthly, still pretty much in the same condition that we left it in the other day. MACD on the monthly is amazing. It's amazing. We finally got this new high on the monthly MACD. We've waited 3 years for this to happen, and finally we got it. So this is without a doubt one of the greatest signals of a bull market that we could have gotten. We have a new high in price and a new high on our MACD. That's what we're looking for here. That's what we've wanted. We saw this happen on the 2019 high in November. As soon as this histogram bar on the monthly overtook the 2019 high, we virtually immediately saw some price action. To see it on the monthly is a welcome sign, and very encouraging for 2021. Absolutely a good sign going into a new year to see that. The weekly looking good as well. We see RSI is putting in a new high here, has not yet turned around, so may continue even higher. 87 on the RSI weekly is very high, but if we look back to the left, we see that for Bitcoin, this is no ceiling, touching as high as 90.6 back in 2017. So looking for the weekly to put in a new high, hopefully, on our side here, but things are looking great. Look at the MACD, not yet reflective of the monthly with the swing high here, but reaching up towards it, and we see that we've picked up momentum again with this price movement up. That's exactly what we were hoping for after this, we can call this a fake out maybe. fake out loss of momentum on the weekly. Quickly bought up. Zoom into the daily here. Daily RSI is still in this weird spot. Only at 76.7. We do risk bearish divergence here as the daily has not yet set a new high in RSI. We see that there's higher highs back in November and October, I believe. So we're going to be looking for the daily, hopefully, to continue to the upside and blast through this potential bearish divergence. So far, so good. Going to feel more comfortable. And if this was any other asset, might not feel comfortable, but we'll feel more comfortable when the daily aligns with this price action better. But it's Bitcoin. If this was anything else, I'd be worried. But Bitcoin, man, we've broken 20K significantly, like with energy, and putting in some new swing highs in our indicators here on different time frames. Really not a lot to worry about. Historically, Bitcoin, once it breaks its all-time high, the bulls are really unleashed, and the next year is typically set up for massive gains. So things are looking good on that front. This is the tricky part. We've broken this high and we just have not had a retracement. The last retracing period really was just the beginning of September with a 20% pullback. Seeing a 16% pullback in late November. This is mild. This is really mild for Bitcoin. Typically we would expect 30, 40, 50% retracements, and they just seem not to be here. This is a tricky time to trade. It's a tricky time, or at least an uncomfortable time, to enter Bitcoin. Price is at its highest point it's ever traded. The risk here, of course, feels great. Feels like there is a lot of risk. And typically, that's what I would agree with. It is going to be hard. People are waiting for a pullback. They've been waiting. They've been waiting since March. If you're still sitting on the sidelines, the best advice really anyone can give you is the dedicated cost average strategy. Timing a pullback at a price that Bitcoin has never traded is going to be incredibly difficult. We haven't seen what we would expect. This 13.8 retracement that we were eyeing up for months now may not happen. May not happen. Unfortunately. Or fortunately, it really doesn't. Depends on your personal position. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with being wrong. If we don't go back there, it's still on the table, but man, it is looking less likely as days go by. So on the 12-hour, this is interesting. The 12-hour is still gaining momentum despite price pretty much moving sideways for the last 2 days or so, day and a half. 12-hour RSI finally showing us a sign, man. This has been months since October 22nd, painting bearish divergence on the 12-hour. Finally, with this rally pushing up, looking to make new RSI highs, getting rid of that bearish divergence, really signaling the bulls that the buying power is here and it's time. So this is definitely great to see, but still hasn't put in a higher high. Really, almost an equivalent high on our side of the 18th of November. MACD telling a different story though, really blasting new heights here. Coming close to the 2017 high, actually. I didn't even see this before. That would be great to see in the 12-hour and expect to translate out to the daily here. Very close, very close. With no signs of slowing down yet. We haven't seen any loss of momentum at this point, and you can even visually see this on the 12-hour here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 green candles in a row. This candle closing in 2 hours and 24 minutes. Currently still green. That is just impressive buying pressure. Really bullish. Caught many people by surprise to see this breakout. You know, even personally, I was looking more for maybe a third higher low before breaking out. Didn't get it. So where are we now? If we take our fib tool out and we connect the high of the 26th of November to the low, or I guess that's the 25th, to the low of the 26th, we can get a measured move, which is essentially just the 2 fib extension from this high to low. And we see that price did move there rather quickly. After breaking the all-time high, that price is 23,472. You can see we have not yet closed a candle after testing it twice on the 12-hour time frame above this level. So this is a natural profit-taking area, likely the reason we've seen price relax a little bit, chill out, as people who opened positions down here at the 16 level, possibly even the 17 level, are looking to close them in profit. Really no significant pushback other than simply trading sideways this market. And once the bulls are out, this market becomes a different beast, very unlike any of the price action we've seen in 2018-19, really up until the fourth quarter of this year. So pretty exciting stuff. Zoom it into the 4-hour and see what's going on a smaller time frame. Does look to be painting bullish divergence on MACD. We currently have a lower low on our MACD, aligning with this December 18th, 17th low right here at 22,000 versus the previous swing low on MACD here on the 16th that we see is all the way down at 19,280. If price is able to stay above 19.2, we will absolutely paint bullish divergence on the 4-hour MACD. That's a good sign for continuation. There we go. We can see that we have a low swing on the 16th and this low swing here today. And this swing low is lower, yet price is higher. And that is bullish divergence. RSI doesn't really show this story, but it did get rid of that problem that it was suffering from since, I don't know, October, maybe even May. With the seeming weakness on the 4-hour time frame, at least for the bulls, finally being alleviated here with this move up, putting in this nice high on RSI all the way up to 90 and pulling back. The RSI isn't really telling us anything other than this high on the 4-hour doesn't really have issues at the moment. So that's a good thing. Moving averages are still struggling to catch up to price. Really is incredible, the strength we saw there that day. That was the most I think I've ever streamed in my lifetime in one day. It was snowing out. We're having connection issues, so hopefully we don't have those again here. Let me make sure. Okay, everything seems fine on my end. That's awesome. 200 people watching. Welcome everybody. I think I've stalled enough time to get everybody in. General reminder, please hit that like button. Help get us in search. Keep us visible to our subscribers. And hop in the Discord. Make sure you're in there. That's the only way to really know when we go live. There's live streaming in there, 24/7, chat, charts, everything. It's just really our home base for organizing. So if you have not joined the Discord, please do. Please do. Actually, zooming back out to the 12-hour here, I jumped over this as I was warming up. On the 16th, Ichimoku gave us a nice little signal here that we pointed out. I know I shared this, I think on the stream that day. We got a cross up above the clouds. Price was at 19.7, right into this rally. This is the strongest signal that Ichimoku can give us on the bullish side, is a cross up above the clouds. Played out really well The technical move there existed, was visible. We did point it out, but though I will say even I didn't expect this much strength. It is really hard to believe. Does not really fit what we've seen in the history of Bitcoin rallies. Typically, like I was saying earlier, we expect more retracement. Just didn't get it. Guess we can attribute that possibly to institutions buying. It's really just speculation though. And possibly we're getting that signal again on the 1 hour here with this candle to the upside. 18 minutes to go for close, but we see that we are above the cloud, and we see this green and purple line are looking to cross, and when they do, that will generate this signal, this cross up, potentially suggesting we're gonna retest this high. So where is that? 23,776. Ridiculous strength here. It's just, we've waited so many years, so many months just for this, and now we're finally here, and it's hard to believe. It is hard to believe. It's amazing. Let's look at the hourly. We see MACD swinging low. That lines up with what we saw in the other time frames. On the hourly here, we do see that MACD histogram is approaching the 0 line, potentially looking to flip bullish. That lines up really well with what the Ichimoku cloud is telling us here. A good close on this hourly is going to set up tomorrow for a very spicy day, I think. It is Friday. Over the weekends, we have been seeing some volatility, so maybe that lines up just on the calendar in a meaningful way. The 1 hour RSI, really kind of similar position to the, I believe, the 4 hour MACD. You see a pretty low swing low here on the 1 hour, but price has not really moved, finding support near this cloud. It's a great sign. And 22,265, our lowest point after touching our highest point here. Would suggest if we get a break up, if we're able to retake this local high, that measured move, the same one that suggested this level here, taking the high to the low, would put Bitcoin at 25,390. So in the event that we break this high here in the short term, my sights will be set on 25,386. Numbers are just starting to lose meaning. They're just starting to lose all meaning here as they plow through these thousands. Something to keep in mind that's going to be important, especially as this trend continues, is to be thinking in percents. Yes, if we break the high here, that is $1,600, right? That sounds really big, but it's only 6.8%. That is a large move for most markets, but it's time. It's time, guys, as we keep adding thousands to the price.
A lot of water and ice for dinner, Tom. 3 years. All worth it, my man.
Yo, Mr. Coin Collector, thank you, brother. Thank you for the 5. A lot of water. 3 years, dude. It's been a long time. But we made it. We made it. We have a new high. Things are looking good. Happy to still have you here, Coin. It's been a journey, brother. It has been a journey. Thank you again for the donation. As I was saying, as we keep moving up, we have to really focus on thinking in percents. A $1,600 move is no longer what it was before. That's 6.8%. It's really not as big as it might sound. A 1% move is now $230. 10% move, $2,300. And as we continue up, that's just going to become more and more deceptive. So anyone new, you got to stop thinking in dollars, start thinking in percents. The faster you do, the better off you're going to be. If we fail here, if we fail at this high, we may look for retracement. Where are our logical targets for that? Let's use our fib tool again. You guys are going to notice that this is going to be my favored tool for probably quite some time here. Fib being one of the few tools that we can use when we don't have history at these price levels. We're not going to find a resistance here unless we put it in locally. We've never traded here. There's not going to be any more historic resistances or supports. We're going to be looking to put in new ones. It's kind of a scary concept not to have that chart history to lean back on. But the fib tool here, taking the low from the 11th of December to our local high. If we fail to break this local high, our fib tool suggests that this range may be where we look for a retracement. We always look to the 0.5. 0.5 is the most common price level to retrace, regardless of anything. It just seems that if you move up or down, the most likely next move is to retrace 50% of that gain or loss. So that level would put us just above 20,000 for the 0.5, 20,445, down to the 618 retracement at 19,729. That actually lines up really well, backtesting the previous all-time high. What was once resistance flipped to support, but I really wouldn't bet on it. My eyes are definitely looking at this 25 here, not as much at this 19. Backtesting the all-time high certainly won't be clean. If we do sell off to that level, I would expect some kind of further downside. It would not be a clean touch to the top of the previous high. This is going to be the hardest trading. That is why I'm saying, I said earlier, people are still joining us, but DCA, dedicated cost average, I have a video on that up on this channel here. It's likely going to be the tool that people entering the space are going to want to use, which is essentially just reoccurring buys on a scheduled time interval. And what that does is it helps reduce the risk involved in the volatility that we are likely to see at these levels. I think we already broke this descending line. Take a look. See if we can gather anything here. Likely too early to really look for a pattern, but so far it does seem as if we have maybe a double bottom. Lows coming up a little bit, highs coming down. Typical of flagging, really just typical after any large move, hunting out stops both to the upside and the downside before deciding the next big move. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You have a little bullish divergence on the lows here on the 15-minute. That's nothing too exciting because the time frame is so small. 15-minute looks pretty healthy. Maybe that move to the upside is the most probable at this point. Let's take a look. On the hourly, I know, yep, we do see the 50 moving average on the hourly time frame acting as support here, bouncing at 22,340. And we've seen this acting as a really important moving average throughout most of all of this price action. Price really does not seem to want to move away from that 50 on the hour, staying very close, and virtually every bounce off of it we have seen continuation. Short term, at least. Cool. Cool. Alright. So I think that's good for just the quick overview. I say quick, it's probably like 40 minutes now, of Bitcoin. things are looking bullish. Obviously, the timing this market right now is going to be incredibly hard, especially due to lack of really any significant retracement. So where we're at right now is we have our local high at 23.7. If we break that, our measured move target is 25.4. And if we fail it, we see a sell-off into this weekend and start retracing. The obvious points to look would be 20,500 down to 19,750. So let's move on. Bitcoin dominance catching my eye. Certainly pretty incredible here. Reaching up, retesting the previous highs, 67.2. That is a wild swing high, just below November 17th swing high, before selling off down to the 200 daily moving average on Bitcoin dominance, or 100, excuse me, 100, which was actually lower. We do see the 100 and 200 moving averages crossing bullishly here on Bitcoin dominance. However, the 200 is still trending down, so this, in my opinion, is unlikely to continue playing as a bullish cross. We do see that happened really quickly, actually. Did see Bitcoin dominance rally really quickly after that happened. This lower high, setting a lower high in RSI, so that's not really a big deal. MACD a little higher, which could be a bearish divergence forming. I think it is likely that Bitcoin dominance relaxes here. As Bitcoin trades sideways, we do see dominance typically sell off, and what that suggests is that alts might see some love.
Tom, it seems stock to flow is moving faster than we anticipated. Crypto just showed how it has sped up, and we may see 300k bicep. Flushed rocket party popper.
Yo, Mr. Sharknado. Thank you for the 5, my brother. Stock to flow. Stock to flow is, I really have the same opinion on it, that I don't really change my opinions often in this space, you'll notice, everybody, until proven otherwise. But I've always thought it was a good model. I've always thought it was a good model. It's used in other assets that are somewhat similar, like gold and silver. I think a lot of people depend on it to be super literal, which I'm not sure it is. But catching up to it's a good sign. I know that we were underneath it for quite some time. 300k by September next year, I think, is a possible target. Certainly by the end of this bullish cycle, I think is a good target in the 3s. But it's still kind of early. Still kind of early to be thinking about the top. We might have a year to go. But I appreciate the model. I think it's good. I think it's a good guide. It's better than, yeah, certainly better than nothing. But yeah, it's an interesting point. We can pull that up even. Stock to Bitcoin. Let's see what comes up. There we go. Let's zoom in here. Show everybody what Sharknado is talking about. So we see this line here is the stock to flow, and what it really is doing is trying to project price based on the supply, the decreasing supply that is being created every day, decreasing due to the halvings. And we can see that for many days, let's see, June, July of this year actually did look like we had fallen back out of the stock to flow model, certainly doing so in March, and now looking to recover that. That does put us, I believe, at what, that like 300-ish area. And I don't know how to use this chart. There we go. That's 100,000. Well, this is also in magnitude, so it is difficult to spot an exact value with it. But you can see for the most part, Bitcoin has been attracted at least to the stock to flow projection. Actually look at it this way. So we can even look back at the previous bull run and see similarly, we had spent some time underneath or undervalued by this model before the bull run of 2016-17. Price quickly tried to catch back up with it, apexed over before selling off again. And we do see something really similar here. For a while, people thought this model was broken. Back here, people thought this model was broken early September. I wonder if they failed to go look at it, because if you look back to 17, 16, we also really lagged behind the model all the way up. I think that there's absolutely value in the stock to flow projection. Just be wary. It's certainly, I don't think, to be taken literally. Like, you can see that typically as price becomes bullish again, it still lags behind, and then these blow off tops or cycle highs apex it. So I guess maybe that's where the 300 comes from, because you can see that the previous peak here actually was way lower. Projected 5,500, we reached just about 20. So if we follow that same model, stock to flow saying 100, the top in 2017, basically 4 times higher than stock to flow projected, so 300, 400K. Yeah, it lines up. It also lines up with the similar move from the bottom of the previous cycle to the top. That would place us at the higher end of 300, so that fits that as well. Definitely worth looking at if you have never seen this before. I would check it out. Stock to flow, created by a talented trader by the name of Plan B, or is it 100 trillion or something? I don't know. He blocked me. He blocked me on Twitter years ago, actually. If you're hearing this, Mr. Plan B, unblock me on Twitter, please. Cool. Well, thanks for the donation, Sharknado. I appreciate it. And yeah, it's always good to look at that stock to flow. Bitcoin dominance. So this is like the cake taker today. That rally, we've been watching this. We've been watching this for weeks at this point, and essentially saying the same thing. We're painting a really ugly pattern here this whole time, with what is essentially an ascending channel or a bear flag, and we would expect those to break down to the downside, but we didn't think that, and we didn't really have a reason. We didn't really have a reason technically for it, but it worked out. Played exactly pretty much how we're expecting. What I will warn everyone is you should watch this chart, especially if you're dependent on alts in your portfolio. A break of this high from back in November likely to spell really, really painful alt price action. However, in my opinion, more probable, we will see a rejection here on Bitcoin dominance. More probable. Don't have a target yet for where that might retrace to. I would guess 64 is like the first place I'd start looking. But if we see this candle close crappily today and we see continuation, then we likely are looking at a rejection like we got back in November. And any downside movement here is going to make alts very happy and people holding them very happy. So Bitcoin dominance, one of the best charts, really one of the best charts to follow. And without looking into the future, what we can take from this chart right now is we can say Bitcoin dominance is very high, at least versus the last few months, the last 6 months. So what we can take from this is alts may be discounted right now. We may see good values in alt Bitcoin pairs, If this breaks to the upside, we're likely to see even greater deals on alts. So, kind of generic, this may be suggesting it is a good time to enter alt BTC trades long. And when we see this sell off, whenever that happens, we would look to take profit on those pairs. This is the same play we looked at here in November of the 17th. If you're a patron, you got these awesome posts. That worked out great. This ended up being an awesome time to enter alt Bitcoin pair trades. And then as we sold off, we looked to close those trades down here. And virtually any coin, there were certainly very few exceptions, but almost any coin would have seen a profit from literally entering them long here and closing those longs anywhere down here. So that same play may be available right now. And what's weird is we are seeing random alts make big moves that I would not expect. Would not expect that today, with how hard Bitcoin dominance has been rallying. So it's a little interesting, and we're going to take a look at a few of those here as well. Look at what we were looking at that day. This is the chart from the all-time high stream extravaganza, lining up with the measured move. Friggin' bulls on parade. Bulls on parade. Real quick, I'm going to see if anything else has moved since we started streaming. Bunch of low cap coins, really. Maybe even the coins I selected at the beginning of this, not really even doing anything now. Cool, oh boy. Let's take a look first at, I know ZIL was doing some interesting stuff. Let's see where it's at. Woo. All right. This chart looks like Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia going crazy. What we were looking for here was a macro inverse head and shoulders on the ZIL USD chart. And it does look as if it's playing out without the full retrace. It does look like it's playing out here, breaking back above 3.68 cents. Major resistance, confirming that inverse head and shoulders. So ZIL is looking rather spicy for the long term at least, or midterm. MACD looks good on the daily. RSI is a little strange. The highest point in price, nowhere near the highest high in RSI. Very odd to see. But having a solid day, I'm definitely gonna use a different chart here because there's too much drawn on this one. Let's look. We're gonna find what likely resistance ZIL has for it if it continues to rally, and that would be 11.2 cents here on the monthly. Easy to spot. And the weekly, not too much extra actually. Can't always get our answers from support and resistances so easy. Close. I would take here as well. That lines up perfect. So we do see our measured move from our high to low on ZIL. Lines up with, this isn't super great, but we did see price sell off from here in the 30th of July. Those line up at 7.34 cents. That may be a decent spot of profit taking as well. And this is on the weekly. The weekly a little strange too. Daily much stranger, but the weekly does have a little bit of room to move up. It moves up to this 7.32 cents, likely to be looking at a higher RSI high and avoiding bearish divergence. So that's pretty much what it wants / needs to do to stay bullish here on the weekly. Looking solid though. Definitely put in some daily support around this level. Around 17 cents. Here we go. But if the rally is halted, I would look to 2.78 cents. That may be, we may have already gotten that back test. We see that price did for a few days move back to it. But that would fit our inverse head and shoulders pattern on this macro, whether it's 7 cents first or here. That would definitely fit this inverse head and shoulders pattern. We see the neckline at 2.78 cents. And in an inverse head and shoulders, we would expect to see that back tested before going farther. I'm doodling all over this one now. Either way, looks like ZIL does have a solid run ahead of it along with the rest of the market. After confirming this inverse head and shoulders, that's great. So we have 7.32 cents resistance or profit taking target above us and 2.78 as support below. Retest that neckline. That would be a pretty slick play. Awesome. What else did we want to look at? ALGO. ALGO was doing something. Thought it was doing something. I guess it just had this solid 4-hour candle here. Well, not gonna lie, this is not as spicy as I thought it was when I was looking earlier. Still trying to retake this historic trend line. Definitely resistance above it at 50 cents. So that may be the shorter term target. Yeah, you know what? Not as not looking quite the way I thought it would. That's okay. I'm undecided. Undecided on this one. Is coming off. Nope, didn't even get that. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to check back on this at another time. Upside target though on ALGO looking at 50 cents, but just not seeing the edge there yet to make any kind of definitive call. A little bit of bullish divergence on MACD daily, but just not enough. Sorry, ALGO. Sorry. You caught my attention, but you fooled me. Support below at 22 cents, resistance above at 50. Likely looks like it could just stay range bound here for a while, actually. What other movers do we have? Alright, BAT. That was the last one. At least we'll get through these things fast. And then I'll jump into chat here. Sorry guys if you've been trying to get my attention. I like to just get through everything first. And we'll open it up to the chat here. Probably shortly, because this also looks like it rejected. BAT's still suffering from the same resistance it's been suffering from. 26.5 cents. You can see this has been just a hard level for BAT to overtake for whatever reason. Really hard level. Virtually trading at this level for a long time now. looking left all of this year, all of 2019, all of 2018, we can see that the BAT price has really remained very stable. Very stable. Good news and bad news. The good news is if you retake these levels, you don't have really any resistance above you, so you have potential for pretty solid gains there. The downside being this is going to be hard. This is going to be really difficult to retake. So much trading has been done right here over the last few years that it's not going to be easy to blast through. Not cool. Usually these end up taking a lot of time because they're spicy, but chilled out since we started. Bullish divergence on the lows though, on the weekly for BAT. That's good. Not on RSI though. Bullish engulfed on the monthly. That's okay. Man, this coin, I picked 2 duds today. Doesn't happen often. Does not. YOLO. Alright. So BAT in the same problem. In the same territory as it's been in apparently. Looking to break 26.5 cents. If you do, you have a lot of room to the upside. You really don't have much resistance till 33 cents. In the event BAT fails, we can look for a retrace at 23 cents down to even 21.6 cents. So actually, I think the edge is kind of sideways here. Likely to see something like this on price action, but if you can break that 26.5 cents, it can get very interesting very quickly. I'm going to place an alert on BAT 26.72 cents to let me know if it does break it. Man, I picked duds today. It's unusual. Oh well. That just means I can get to the chat. Alright. What's up, digital media dude? Or digimedia dude? SNX, we can look at SNX. Hopefully SNX more interesting than the ones I picked. Big old fail boat. Alright. SNX is pretty interesting. This is a huge, huge V. Looks like a huge inverse head and shoulders similar to ZIL. SNX looks as if it tested its $6.43 resistance here today. Not a lot in our indicators here. Pretty much just agreement. This is the highest point in price today. And it's the highest point in RSI locally. MACD a little less bullish on this high, but not showing any momentum loss at this point. So SNX, pretty good position. Pretty good. Let's look at our moving averages. That's what I'm liking this about alts right now. Bitcoin, unfortunately, can't really use these tools because price has escaped virtually every moving average so far that they're just not really useful unless we're looking for a retrace. Okay, SNX is coming off a nice daily bullish cross. 50, 100, 200, 50, 100, and 20 all slanting up. That is very nice. Very nice. You really only have one more resistance above you on this coin, and that's $7.48, $7.49. You can see that right here, established by the high in September. We can use our fib tool here, and we can hope to project out some kind of higher targets that prices never traded at. And I always like when we see this, just about $10. It's a very psychological number. You break $7.50, $10, likely to come quickly. Likely to come quickly. Did find support at 518. It has not backtested 518, or has not backtested 536 at this point. So this may be a logical place to find a long if it fills there. This actually could be a great setup. If you do not close above 650 or 643, I would look for a backtest at 536 to test this as support. What's nice here is that you have another support you did backtest just underneath at 518, which you might be able to leverage as a or use as a stop loss, something similar. This could be a pretty nice play, 5.45 risk to reward. Really, you can just play it back up to the resistance or higher. It could be solid. I like how the daily is looking. I like the bullish cross on the 50 and 100. And really, is this coin for me, I remember looking at it a long time ago when it was new. I like this structure we've seen since September. This is very inverse head and shoulders looking. If we invert our chart, I think it becomes pretty visible here. The head being early November, and really kind of multiple points we can take to draw this. And all that really matters is we've broken this 23rd. This is actually a high because we're inverted. Really, I think all it needs is a back test to that support. See that $5.36, and that would really paint this beautiful structure here. And then you can get real fancy with it, and you can look for the bigger measured move and look for the total high to low. And that would put us beautiful number 25. Okay, we have some very ambitious targets here suggested to us by Fib, but need to see a daily close above $6.43, and then again at 7.48. So this is a pretty cool chart, actually. I dig it. Thank you, Digimedia dude. Thank you for suggesting it. It's a good one. Let's see who's here. What's up, Shiv? Shiv Buddha. How you doing? Has no one... I can never tell if Streamlabs just isn't working. Can't tell. But I guess no one subscribed during this episode because I haven't gotten an alert. Maybe. 290 watching. I find that hard to believe, Streamlabs. So it's as good of time as any to do a little just channel shill. Welcome everybody. 300 people here. It's great to have you. We're live pretty much every day here. Just doing TA. That's it. No FOMO, no hype, no doomer, no shilling, except of the channel. So I'd love to have all of you guys join us for all of our episodes. Best way to do that, please make sure you're subscribed and in the Discord. And if you have not yet, I would appreciate anyone. You could give us a thumbs up on this video, helps us get visibility on YouTube. Deeply appreciated. Someone's gotta want to be the first subscriber of this stream, right? And maybe the Streamlabs are just broken. I find it impossible that we've been live this long with this many people and not a single person is subscribed. I don't believe it. What's up, Mr. Tom G? Tails back again. What's up, Tails? Trabady, what's up, my dude? Bullish pennant on 15-minute. And that's what we're looking at. It's kind of what we were saying at the beginning of this episode. Short term, I think the edge is with the bulls here. Measured move to about 25.3. Things are looking good at the moment, at least. We see the hourly looking to roll over. We see it bounce off the 50 moving average on the hourly. Really, the best part is we just don't see the selling. The selling, where is it? I know this is spooky. This was spooky for people, but this is really not a lot of selling. It is weird how little selling there is. Very weird. This is a 16% retrace. Uncharacteristically small of Bitcoin entering a bull run. Wow, there is a lot of whale alerts going off here while I've been live. Let's see real quick. We have a little USDC minted, doesn't matter. We see that sent to Binance and Huobi, whatever. Neutral, maybe slightly bullish. You see 2,500 Bitcoin taken off Coinbase, 1,500 put back in, so net 1,000 off of Coinbase. But just now, this is the big one. 11,300 Bitcoin transferred from unknown wallet to unknown wallet. 260 million US dollars worth. That is a huge transaction. Wallet to wallet really is not significant. Does not suggest bullish or bearishness. But it does suggest that someone has $260 million worth of Bitcoin and is moving it around. Whether they're selling it or just moving wallets, we don't know. But it's not being sent to exchange, so that is not really threatening. Not bad. What's up, Snake? How you doing, brother? Oops. Oop gives Wallen. BTCD looks like broadening wedge. BTCD, yeah, we looked at it. I think it has a little short-term downside. I think this maybe topped out here locally. I don't really look at it on short time frames, though it does not really appear so on the 4-hour, but that's why I don't look at it on the 4-hour. Remco Lakin, what's up, dude? Ride on two wheels, S-Coin. Yeah, but we love our S-Coin sometimes. Sometimes. MT, what's up, man? 50 Demir. Njuna, what's up, XLM? XRP says Erica Magro. We could look at XRP. Has not caught my attention in the last few days, but we can take a look. Oh, my chat's all messed up as usual. R. Martin, what's up, brother? Please, Jeef wants XRP as well. Yeah, we can look at XRP. Alright, now my chat reset. Brian G, did you recommend that last time? I have thought about it. I've considered it. Not sure yet. What's up, William Invests? Dude, where have you been? I missed you. Johan, you did subscribe on YouTube, so my Streamlabs is broken, which makes sense. And Chris Johnson. Shout out to everybody who subscribed. Oh, Hawk, I saw you in Discord as well. Welcome, guys. Shout out to you guys who subscribed. It's not telling me, so I can't shout you out like I usually do, but I do appreciate you. Yeah, let's take a look at XRP. Let's take a look. I don't think I've gotten any alerts on it. There we go. All right, back from the dead, back from the grave. XRP finding a bounce back into the wedge. That is excellent news. That is excellent news. Hit our first retracement target and was finally able to get back in. This was going to be so bearish XRP was looking so bearish if on the 16th it was not able to break 53 cents, but we see it did on the daily and it closed back in trend. And not just that, came back tested the wedge. It's loving this trend line, this white trend line. If you're on the daily, you just connect the wick low of the 26th and of September and the 9th of December, and you'll have that trend line. Super in play here. Was very threatening to price for multiple days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back in. Things are looking better. On the daily, we see the MACD looking to roll over to the positive. That is a good sign, especially now that we're back in trend. And we don't really see much divergence. We don't really see many kind of signs on the daily. We will see bullish divergence off this low as we see across the market. We see the MACD swing low here, much stronger than previous, yet unable to bring price to a new low. So that is a positive sign for Ripple, for XRP ZILs. Weekly RSI good. We see that the highs in prices the highs in price are coming up, and so is MACD, so is RSI on the weekly. So there's no issues on the weekly. Take a look at a shorter time frame. That's so weird. No, there's just nothing. There's just nothing. That's not a bad sign though. Nothing is not a bad sign. So what we can take away here, this is basically the takeaway for XRP today. It is fighting at this 58.123 cent resistance. I'd like to see the daily close over that. We can see that the daily has not yet finding resistance there, so that makes sense. But we are back in trend. We are back above this trend line, looking better, much better than we were. And the daily MACD looking to roll over to the buying side. That could be enough to push it through. So XRP is back in good shape versus this period post snapshot where it really was in danger of losing its momentum, losing its uptrend, and could have been looking for more continued downside. But not now. Looking good. You don't want to see XRP trade below 53.59 cents. That's what I will say for the short term. Because if you do, you've fallen back out of our wedge here. So they're not likely to be big players. There you are. Don't want to see it trade below here. I'm going to set an alert. Great. There's XRP. Johan, let's hear about the sunglasses. There's not much to hear about them. It just makes streaming easier. That's really why I wear them. Zilliqa, you've been watching since I got the sheets. Yeah, I didn't know he's stream with these on. So for the curious, you can go back. You can see the videos. It's just much nicer. Much nicer. JMZ, what's up, brother? Patrick, thank you. Thank you. Cosmos extension. So with whale alerts transferring BTC, it'll either dump or pump. Not really. What's important in whale alerts is, are coins going to exchange or are they coming off exchange? And if neither of those things are happening, then there's really nothing, there's really no information to be gained by it. You've been working your tail off, William. Good. Good, me too, man. Bitcoin has been a demanding of my time lately. I'm okay with that. John Wilson, we did look at ALGO. We did, but just not as spicy as I thought. I don't see the spice that I was assuming was there. It has this nice 4-hour candle, but it hasn't really made any progress. It's not really made progress. And until you break 42 cents on Algo, you really haven't gone anywhere. That's the problem. And that's certainly not saying it won't or can't or whatever. It's not really a testament at all about will it or won't it or something like that. It's just that this trading range has been so tight. We see the kind of similar price action here, similar price action here, and until it breaks this range, it just really hasn't gone anywhere. That's the reason that I'm not seeing it as spicy as I thought. Really, the only thing we can take away in the short term, obviously, if we break 42.19 cents, that's good. We can say, all right, well, we have a daily resistance here at 35.79 cents. We would need to see the daily close above this level. An hour and 22 minutes, it is above that level now, but if we look, we can see that this has happened many times recently, and then sold off into the close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in the last month or so. So really, you know, will it, won't it? Who knows? Watch, if you're trading algo, watch for this daily close. It's going to be important. You're going to want to see 35.79 cents closed above. And if you do, that can imply continuation to retest the high. And if you break the high, that's when it gets interesting. And until then, it's not really doing anything. It's not a bad sign. It's not a good sign. Until then, it's just likely to consolidate as it's been. Would not be alarming. Yeah, that's about it. The 1 day, yeah, we don't have I kind of looked over it. There just isn't really anything calling, really nothing calling to me here about what's happening. No, I don't see any like really solid, clear divergence. We do see the weekly has just rolled back on the MACD to the buying side, so that could be good. That could that's certainly always a welcome sign if you're long. We do have a new weekly support at 33.7 cents. So if you close under 35.8, I would look for that 33.7. Could be a play there. I just don't have an edge for it. I don't have an edge for the algo yet. Wish I did. Let's ride on two wheels, Eth. Yeah, we can look at Eth. Graffiti Kings, what's up, my man? ENT. Getting a lot of requests today. Arun S. Keelon Brewer. Finally gonna dump? I don't know, man. At some point. Quinn Urza, what's up? XLM. Umar, do you think he'll pump or have a retrace? Man, dude, this is just the hardest time. This is the hardest time. Been expecting a retrace since we can remember. We just haven't gotten it. Will we get one? Probably. Certainly. Bitcoin doesn't just go up. Bunch of messages. But when and to where? Dude, it's going to be the hardest question. There's going to be person after person after person telling you they know. But no one's going to know. No one knows. Just gonna happen. Timing it, I don't think is gonna be a successful venture. Mikkel DS, subscribe. Thank you, brother. Yeah, everybody. I'm not getting alerts, so it's a bummer. I usually shout out everyone who subscribes while we're live, but don't let that dissuade you. I'll still shout you out. Perfect stable genius. I should charge for requests. Well, I mean, I don't want to make strict rules really about it, but I do appreciate the comment. Yeah, I mean, if you really want your coin TA'd, certainly donate, and I always will. But when I don't know, no one's donating, gotta find something to do. Oh yeah, patron night. Guess we should have a patron night tonight, shouldn't we? Ultra Chaos Steve, thanks for the reminder. Yeah. Oops. Well, yeah, you can do it. I mean, you guys want to do it, I'll do it. 350 watching, nice. Good numbers today. I like it. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you've hit the like button and jump in Discord. Let's see, how many hours? 2 hours and 15 minutes till we would have patron night. That's doable. All right. I'm in. We'll get nice and sloppy tonight. It's a good day for it. Good day. Graffiti Kings. There you go. ETN, sure, brother. I don't know if I've ever looked at ETN before. No. But I will. I'm guessing dollar pair. I just assume everybody wants to see the dollar pairs now. Does this have more history or not? No. About the same. So we're gonna do Qcoin then. Why did this... True that. Stable, Sharpie genius. Yeah, it does look consolidating. Who knows? Short term, I think there's some movement. I think that measured move target to the upside is very likely. Very likely in the not so far away future. Okay. Interesting trading range here. For ETN, a coin I've never looked at. But when in Rome. When in Rome. This thing has really traded sideways for some time. Really traded sideways. You know what though? That similar to BAT. You know, the longer you trade sideways, does make it harder to move up. But when you do, you get those really big moves. What is it? The longer the launch pad, the greater the launch. I don't know, something like that. Okay, this is pretty good. Let's throw some indicators on here. And somehow they were already on there, sure. Okay. On the weekly, not really seeing much. We do see the weekly MACD maybe looking to flip bullish. Still.
Am I seeing bullish div on Ocean, BTC? You are the man, Tom.
Yo, Mr. Bond. James Bond. Justin Bond. I like your name, buddy. I've said that before. I'll say it again. Bullish div on Ocean BTC. We'll take a look. I'm gonna get through ETN here. But I'll load up Ocean just so I don't forget for you. Solid. Daily Bollinger Band, super tight, primed for a move. Does look as if it's bounced off the middle band or the 20. 50 daily as well. I don't see any divergence yet, really, do we? We did see divergence off these lows, but now we're not seeing anything yet on the daily. See if we can spot support. There we go. Likely to be a major support right here. 0.0042 cents. We can even see it was back tested right before now. I'm just not seeing any edge here though, which is crappy. Crappy. Moving averages on the daily look nice. They look bullish. Weekly moving average looks bullish as well. MACD looking to roll over, but there's just no clear divergence, and that's likely because it's traded sideways so tightly for so long that we're just not going to get those clean signals that we want. Coming off some bullish divergence on the 4-hour. No issues. Man, hard to find an edge these days, right? I did my best. I can't find it. Can't find it here. But we do have 0042 should be a nice support below. Likely in the event of a sell-off could be an entry at that level. Above you have 0.0852 cents as weekly resistance. And above that, 1.15 cents as the high, likely to act as resistance as well. And then we have these big outliers from the start. I wouldn't really put much weight on these, but if we see this high in May of 2020 broken, we can start to use those as a potential, upside, maybe long-term cycle target. Same with the downside. If we break that March low, unlikely though. This is an interesting chart. It's very stable. So happy I looked at it, but I wish I had something more to tell you. There's seemingly no edge, at least to my eyes. If there is any, ever so slightly bullish, simply because you've established such strong support here, and your daily moving averages are looking pretty good. So sorry, brother. Time to move on. Now, what was I doing here? We were looking for a rejection. Got it. Closing candles above the 100. Awesome. Now you were looking at Ocean BTC. I'm looking at Ocean USD. Let's look at it in BTC. Well, this is the best value that Ocean BTC's ever had, at least on Binance. Is there more history somewhere? There we go. Ooh. Ooh, I like this. I like Mr. Bond. Let's take a look at where we are in the retracement. Let's take it from the lowest point. Spicy. I love when coins are on sale. You're gonna miss them. You're gonna start missing these sales. Trust me. Don't trust me, but don't trust anybody. But as this bull market continues, you're gonna miss. Why does this keep happening? It keeps saying I don't have any indicators, and then when I add one, it pops them back up. You're gonna miss the sales. They don't come back usually. Whew. This is still a knife. Still a knife. Unfortunately, Ocean BTC, still a knife. The weekly selling momentum is not slowed down yet. Doesn't even look at the monthly. Nope. Although it is right at that 50. Just a little lower, 1810 sats. Still such a knife, unfortunately, that it's can't quite recommend it under all the dailies. $17.21 for the deep retrace. Could see some buying then. Dang, yo. I will say this though, Mr. Bond. While this is still a knife, I don't think jumping in this second is a good idea. I will say this. Ocean's very low in Bitcoin pair. This is likely a smarter move than jumping into a different coin that maybe is, you know, maybe it's like here or something in its Bitcoin chart, as in it's pushing up new highs. It's always smarter, in my opinion, to look for the lows in Bitcoin pair. Gives the coin a lot more room up to run, especially against Bitcoin. And you're sure you're not buying the absolute top. There's always a threat. Unfortunately, Mr. Ocean, I personally would not even, I'm not even going to look at this chart really again until it hits this 1700 sat level. Add this to the chart too. Yeah, it just doesn't show us much. So look for 1700 here, and when, if and when it gets there, what you're going to want to see is divergence, bullish divergence on the lows on the daily. And when it starts bouncing, hopefully at that point, you're going to want to see the weekly MACD start to show signs of selling momentum chilling out, because you don't have it yet. Don't have it yet, so you're just kind of catching a knife at this point, trying to jump in. Yep. 1700 sats. That's right, start looking. Cool. Well, thank you, Justin. Thank you for your donation, my friend. I don't always buy the top, but when I do, I always do. I don't know. What's up, everybody? Unfortunately, Streamlabs bot not working today, so Appreciate everybody who's subscribed during the show. Usually it'll put your name up on the screen and say welcome, but it doesn't look like any of it's working. It doesn't even look like the Stream Elements bot is working, right? What's happening today? What is happening today? Nothing. Okay, you got the quote to work, so that worked. What? There's something weird going on today. What is up with... I gotta pull this Streamlabs thing up. Because even if it's not alerting, it still should be able to see that people subscribe. Like the bot itself says it sees me online. Wonder if I muted it. I might have done that. Give me 2 seconds here. Doing some real quick troubleshooting. Could be good. What? I have no idea. Maybe YouTube. Maybe YouTube changed something up. I have no other explanation. Nope, it's just broken. That's what it seems. Yeah, definitely people have subscribed. I see the subscriber count has gone up. Oh well. And, okay, so it's working on Twitch. Candors24 jumping on the Round Town team over on Twitch. He can't hear us. But that works. Okay, weird. It's odd. Bitcoin looking good. Into this hourly. MACD still rolling over nice and slow. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. I have an idea. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Make sure you like and subscribe and jump in Discord. In the meantime, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to fill up this water and then we're going to do some more TA. So don't go anywhere. Alright, good. Bitcoin didn't move anywhere. Hopefully neither did you. We are back. Ooh, Jake M. Welcome. Welcome, Jake M. Mr. Jake. Alright, and I see tons of people join the Discord too. That's good. So, I'm not going crazy at this point. Alright, you know what? Totally forgot about Ethereum. So we'll look at that for 2 wheels. Let's ride on 2 wheels. For whatever reason, it works with Twitch right now. Doesn't work on YouTube. Cool. Cool. Nice. Ethereum hit our 669 resistance. Bounced off. That's a nice little move there. Everything broke out of these triangles that we were looking for, which is a bummer. Not really. It's a good thing. But let's see. Z-Bitfire. Welcome. Welcome. Alright. 4-hour MACD looks good. RSI look good on this high. Highest point in price, highest point on the indicators. That is good. Daily coming off a bullish divergence. Same as Bitcoin. Making a similar move. $741 would be the next upside target here for Ethereum. We see on the weekly, things are good. Momentum is not slowed down at this point. It's continuing up. RSI moving up as well. That move to 741 looks pretty likely. Ethereum looking to paint some local bullish divergence on MACD. Not quite ready on RSI, unfortunately. Four hour bullish cross, 50-100 moving averages. Nice. 2050, very bullish on the 12-hour this cross here. Wow. Have that kissing. Got the kissing effect going on. Everybody loves it. Although the 12-hour may be slowing down, not confirmed yet. Likely Ethereum will want to backtest 618 as support. Likely. It already tested resistance, sold off. Really both of these look likely. It looks likely to touch both of these points. Both below as support and above as resistance. I wonder, so there's a new whale alert. That big move to Xapo. I wonder if that was Xapo. I don't even know how to pronounce that. XAPO. Not really familiar with it. I do know it's an exchange or custodial service. I don't know. If that wasn't an internal transfer, that would be a really bearish sign. 257 million going to them. However, okay, Xapo is a platform to store Bitcoin, so it is custodial. It's not bad. Unusual to see that much Bitcoin moving really at all, but happy it's not a real like spot exchange or something. Now, so downside target on Ethereum, 618. Upside target, of course, you have to close a daily above your 669 resistance. And if you do, then you get your beautiful 741, 784. You get to test these highs. Looking pretty good 12-hour though, maybe suggesting a little weakness, but the daily is not reflecting it. Not at this point. I would expect 618 would be tested before 741. Something like that would look rather fancy. So Ethereum looking pretty solid. I do know that it's been down on its Bitcoin pair, which has been holding it back, I believe. If you look at the Bitcoin pair for Ethereum, this is what's eye-catching and is rather nice. We don't see the daily slowing down yet on the selling momentum, but what we do see, I was wrong, I thought this would trade sideways. We do see that it's sold off in Bitcoin pair, which really suggests to us, if we combine this knowledge with our knowledge of Bitcoin dominance, dominance hitting a high, Ethereum Bitcoin hitting a low, this might suggest that there is a good value buy on Ethereum Bitcoin here. If it's not here yet, would be here soon. We can see that looking left, this is on sale. Hit our trend line almost. Maybe that trend line would be the spot to look. See where we are in the retrace here on the Bitcoin pair. Deep retrace. Deep retrace 786. And look to the daily. If you're looking for a short-term play, we'll look to the daily, wait till you see momentum slowing. If Bitcoin dominance is looking weak and you see momentum slowing on Bitcoin pairs, that may be a really great trade. Possibility. Gonna come down to this guy though. Yeah, I was really hoping for some spice here. Hourly finally flipped over, as we were saying in the beginning of this episode, on Bitcoin. We see on the 1 hour, MACD just flipped over to the buying side. Prices above our 20 and 50 moving averages that are looking to do a little kissing. Come really close together. Yeah, we could get something interesting into this close, but it's not looking super likely at this point. Mr. Steve, Litecoin. Litecoin has been moving. Been moving rather nice. Rather nicely. Look at this little dog. So we did not get the rejection from the high. Did not follow our 3-touch pattern. That's okay. Daily momentum still moving up. RSI still moving up. Litecoin resistance sitting at $122. Seeming very, very likely at this point. 4 hour doesn't have any issues with its highs. $12-hour has not lost momentum yet either. I would look for that $122 to be tested as resistance. And again, similar to Ethereum, this $90 previous support or previous resistance to be tested as support. I think it's likely that 122 is tested first, as it has not reached resistance yet. And we don't see momentum slowing really on any time frame except for the 4 hour. but the 4 hour also not reflecting any kind of bearish divergence on its highs, so this looks set. Coming off very strong bullish divergence on the daily. Litecoin's in a good position. It's a good position. Alright, for MDP, can try to look at GRT, something I've never looked at. It's only on Uniswap. MDP, there's 11 hours of history for this. You can't do TA on something with 11 hours of history. I'm sorry, darling. Does this exist anywhere else? No. Okay, well, I tried. I did try. Yo, what's up? I forgot what. Dang it, you told me to call you. 01 binary. I don't remember. GRT, there was no GRT USD. Literally, there's only this. This is the only chart on TradingView. It has 11 hours of history. Sorry, MK, there it is. There we go. MK. Sorry, MDP, it might be on Binance, but it's not on TradingView. I did my best, I tried. What's up, chat? Rowan McKay, what's up, dude? Josh Moore. How can we accumulate more Bitcoin? Good question. If you're joining in recently in crypto, dedicated cost average is honestly the only strategy at this point in time that I think makes sense. It's going to be very difficult to time any kind of bottom, really, or any kind of top here. And that being said, likely the best move is to create reoccurring buys and try to flatten out that volatility by doing those reoccurring buys on a set schedule. Would be honestly the only thing I can recommend if you're just jumping in now. But if you've been in and you have your Bitcoin, Chaos Steve posting Katy Perry, how dare you? You can do what I'm doing, or what I'm looking to do, which is I have my portfolio, which I've created over all these years now. And I have Bitcoin and altcoins, and what we can do to accumulate more Bitcoin, if we're in that situation, is we can trade Bitcoin pairs. This kind of goes back to what I was saying about Ethereum. If Ethereum reverses here, so we have to assume that for this example. So if we purchased Ethereum and Bitcoin pair here, and Ethereum moved back up, we could look to take profit back into Bitcoin. And if that move, and just for the sake of this, if that's exactly what happened, that would be a 31% gain. So we would gain 31% in this trade. So let's say we put in 1 Bitcoin, I don't know, worth here, and sold it here in this pair, we would have 1.31 Bitcoin when we exited that trade. So in that spirit, the best way to accumulate Bitcoin, if we are in this bull market, which we are, I guess now, officially, trading Bitcoin pairs back and forth, hoping to buy them low, sell them high, and pocketing extra Bitcoin. That is the dream. That is the aim. Ooh, exactly 200 likes. That's pretty. When's Tim coming back? Well, he's my silent brother. He can come back. Probably soon. Probably soon. Immortal. Yeah, Tim is immortal though. Nova Coin. I don't even remember that. Pure Coin though. Feather Coin. Wow, that's an old name. I have no idea, Matthew Miller. I have no idea. Jacob Evans, thank you, my friend. Yeah, go ahead. Please do. Share it. This is what we do every day. Look at charts. Rationally. Calmly. Approach them without bias. And see what we can find. A lot of the time we find something. Sometimes we can't. Dude, what is up with it? Why doesn't it... Why can't it see subscribers? That's very strange. This is trolling me today. There's always something trolling me. Life of streaming. If you do enjoy this content, make sure you're subscribed and get in the Discord. Best way to keep up. Best way to keep up with our daily streams. You'll get alerts for when we go live. YouTube doesn't always do that, so it's the best choice. The best choice. And neither of these bots, YouTube must have changed something. That's a bummer. You know, I think we're gonna do a patron night tonight. So it's as good of timing as any, really. The apocalypse. There you go, Matthew. Yo, Nate, what's up, brother? Long time. Good to see you. Hmm. 109 minutes, yeah. Alright. Yep, good time as any. Make sure you're in Discord, guys. What we're gonna do, we have patron night tonight. And things are a little slow. Things are a little slow right now. Market not really moving too much. I think we're gonna wrap her up, but we'll be live again. We'll be live again tomorrow. So join us tomorrow. Love to have all you guys again. We'll take a look at a bunch of different coins, as always. We'll look at Bitcoin, technical analysis, and yeah, pretty much it. Thank you guys for joining. Been good to have you here. A lot of new faces. Sucks that YouTube or Streamlabs, whatever, is not... Sucks it's not really working. Would have been nice today. Or will we? Should we go? Should we not go? Having an executive decision here. We might stay on. I'm deciding. It's a rough decision. Maybe we will stay live. Maybe we'll stay for a little bit longer. Now that a bunch of people have left because I said that, right? But we're gonna have that patron night tonight in like an hour. I'm gonna have to set up. Yeah, we're losing views. Losing views. Dang, shouldn't have even said anything. We've been fine. Caleb Smith. That's kind of the reason why I'm debating it. Kind of the reason I'm debating staying on. People have to have their TA outlet. Usually we end up kind of wrapping it up right around when Mitch goes live. Decisions. Yeah, we're dropping viewers anyway. Well, let's take a look at one. Let's look at one coin. I'll wrap it up. Oh, we already looked at it. Let's look at Decred. I haven't looked at Decred in a while. Retested this resistance. Nice. $38. 47 cents. Coming off bullish divergence from support. Looking good. 24.85. Oh, excuse me. This $38 is gonna be a very solid resistance here. If you close a daily above it, it gets so nice so fast. $70 target. 100, 200 daily. Moving averages just crossing bullish. And 20, bounce off the 20. Nice. I think there has to be a better chart. Coin has so much room to the upside, just has to break it. There we go. There we are. Nice little bullish divergence forming on the daily. Very nice. On MACD, let's take a look at RSI. Nothing great. nothing on RSI for the daily. This is the Bitcoin pair. Very nice weekly bullish divergence. Excellent. Here we are. We see a higher low on RSI on the weekly. Beautiful. And we see a lower low on the chart. That is bullish divergence. On top of that, we have this nice V shape. This is very nice. You can see V shapes do tend, or at least have the potential. Get back here as well as a fake out. You have the potential for a lot of upside. Weekly is still gaining bullish momentum. Excellent. My connection's being weird. This looks solid in Bitcoin pair. Decred looking solid in Bitcoin pair, more solid than even in the dollar pair. Man, your closing candles are just above the 200 daily moving average. You have the 50 and the 100 slowly pointing up, and you have bullish divergence on the weekly. There may be some great plays here on Decred for the Bitcoin pair. That is something. If we see Bitcoin dominance sell off, would not surprise me to see this, to see Decred and Bitcoin pair make a move, make a big move. Likely we'll want to test these major descending trend lines. They're a solid bit up, 40, 50%. 4 hour looks prime. There's a nice bullish edge here. Bitcoin pair. Dollar pair's a little sketchier though. Yeah, well, I shouldn't have told everybody we were going to shut it down. This is my fault. We lost like 100 viewers. We didn't even stop streaming. YOLO. It's all good. We will be live again tomorrow. We have our patron night tonight, so I need to go anyway to set that up. Start at 8 East. BYOB will get nice and sloppy. Probably be a lot of excitement. I would guess a lot of excitement. Because this will be our first one since the all-time high. The new all-time high. Schvant. So I'll see the patrons later tonight. And everyone else I'll see tomorrow. We're live every day. We'll be live again tomorrow. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on Bitcoin tonight. Short time frames are looking good. The areas of interest. We have our local high at 23.7. Breaking that. We have a measured move to 25,386. Local low at 22.2. The loss of that level suggests that we may see a retracement. We may see a retracement back to the all-time high tested as support. I don't think that it'll be that clean, as I said earlier in the episode. If that is the scenario, I would almost certainly expect more selling. Not a clean back test of the all-time high previous. That seems very unlikely. But yeah, there's our targets below and above. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll have updated technical analysis. We'll look at more coins and hope you guys join us. So thanks for being here today. Make sure you're subscribed and in the Discord, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Love you, fam. Hope to see you then.